so I guess the next sort of big thing at the moment is Far Cry 4, which you've got coming out fairly soon. Are everyone fans of Far Cry 3? Did everyone play it? Everyone enjoy it? Does anyone play New Vegas at all? So,
Far Cry 4 is out.
not Far Cry.
Do you mean Fallout? Is that the one you're on about?
I've been playing Far Cry 4 quite a bit. Yeah, Fallout. I've got Fallout and Far Cry in front of me as well. It's coming out soon. But yeah, Fallout 4 coming out. I think the engine for Fallout 4 they're going to be using is the same as Skyrim, but it's going to be a bit polished. The graphics are going to be a bit more practical for it, rather than super fancy. So we're not going to see something like Star Wars where it's just going to be really nicely polished. Do you think? So I guess if you go to sort of Jack first, do you think with Fallout 4, do you think there's going to be sort of enough changes what they can do? Do you think there's going to, what do you think they can change up about Fallout 3, and what do you think with maybe some of the flaws from sort of the previous games that they could maybe improve upon from then?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the previous games. I came on the Fallout bandwagon after 3, so I had no idea of like what came before and no attachment to that. And I loved the 3D games. New Vegas, especially, to me, was amazing. The way it was such a detailed world. Like even the side quests, I didn't feel like I was just killing X and gathering X. I was actually exploring these places where people had lived and died, and seeing these stories. And I really enjoyed the way it was a very fluid game. You weren't shoehorned into a campaign line. You sort of moved across the wasteland at your own speed. So I just really hope they keep that alive, that feeling of choice of being able to be with this faction or that faction. Do I want to be a good guy or do I want to be an asshole? Or both, depending on the mood. And the one thing I'm concerned about is that, to me, Skyrim was a huge letdown. I thought that compared to Oblivion, it was a very bland game. Like, it looked nicer. All the mods were amazing. But it just felt so repetitive. It felt, go to this dungeon, kill Draugr, leave dungeon, get item makes you +1 to something, and it just felt like that over and over again. And I thought the storyline was just wank. Like dragons, like how many times do I have to save the fucking world from dragons? I don't care anymore.
I guess. What do you think? So what does Fallout do differently to Skyrim? Because to me, I don't know. I guess they're quite similar in sort of what they offer and the type of stuff you do.
I think especially at the moment, people really appreciate the sort of post-apocalyptic setting, maybe quite close to heart to what we're about to do to ourselves. But I think that sort of thing people really grasp at the moment. Whereas, like what Jack was just saying, is that if you don't like killing dragons, then you don't want to play Dragon Age. You probably don't want to play Oblivion or Skyrim anymore. You don't want to play the other 100 games that are doing it, whereas Fallout is still fairly unique in what it offers in the gameplay style and in the setting that it's in.
I guess it is unique. I was trying to think then if there is anything sort of like Fallout, and I guess apart from Skyrim,
it started inspiring other games like it, but they're more survival games, whereas Fallout still manages to keep the RPG kind of action feel going as well.
Yeah. Did anyone play so Tom, did you have any thoughts on sort of Fallout 3, Fallout 4 coming out?
See, I'm going to be the one that goes against it, because I've never been a massive fan of them. I will be honest. I always find I can never, from Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and the Skyrims, I've tried to play them all, and every single one of them I've always found myself putting down.
Why?
I always end up buying them on the day they come out, playing them for the entire day, putting it down and going, I've achieved nothing. And I know, I can go I know Tom. Loads of people. Yeah, I know it probably is. I probably spend too much time running around in a circle and going, oh, what's in this little corner over here? Oh, nothing. Which is probably why I end up going oh no, because it's just your objectives are here. I'm like, no, I'm going the other way. I'm going over there. So yeah, I mean, I keep trying to get into them, and I keep enjoying them for 5 or 6 hours, and then not being able to continue it once I've sort of gone, okay, we'll stop this for the day. We'll go do something else, go get dinner or whatnot, and then come back to it tomorrow or a couple of days' time. I just always find myself never coming back to it.
So I'm quite interested to hear with the chat as well. So did any of you guys play Fallout Shelter as well for a bit? Because I know I played it quite a bit. I got a bit repetitive at points.
Like that one I'm sold on.
Yeah.
I've played it since it came out on Android, and I still play it and check it about 5 or 6 times a day.
That game was a burning simulator for me. Everything I did resulted in a building burning down and people just failing in what I told them to do.
That's because you were put in charge of human lives.
It was like, you have a 5% chance this room will burn if you do this action. 5% sounds fine. Your room's burning. Oh, okay. It was just that every single time I build or do something. It's just, yeah. I wasn't a fan.
No, Jack, do you get into mobile games? Do you play any Fallout Shelter at all?
I do. When Fallout Shelter originally came out, it was only on the iPhone, and they sort of just said to Android, "Oh, maybe." So all my friends played it through and were showing me it and stuff. So I feel like I saw the whole game without ever actually playing it myself. And then it came out on Android. I don't know. It was months later, and I just kind of lost the appeal to me. I'm not huge into mobile gaming outside random games that really take my fancy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just felt too much like, Tiny Tower and these like other games that are out there that I think are really similar in gameplay.
I think Josh Martin, sort of in the chat, sort of put it exactly the same thing I had with it. Was that, well, not all of us, but when you play for once or you play for a bit, and the game doesn't really change. So after you played for a day, you've like built a gym, you've built another power station, you're making more. And I think one of the big criticisms of it, that it doesn't change from on your day one to when you have 100, 200 dwellers, and you're trying to just sort of keep everyone alive and keep it going. I got it too easy as well, I think. I took it really, really slow to get everything, because the first time I did it, everyone just died right away because we ran out of food and stuff. But yeah, it was alright, I think. It's an interesting, I think everyone's trying freemium at the moment. I know one guy who came up to me and said that they had a sale on the lunch boxes, and he spent 30 quid or 30 pounds just on like Fallout Shelter stuff, which is quite a lot, I think. I don't know if I'd pay 30 quid for a mobile game. I guess if you feel like you get your money's worth.
Yeah. So the thing is that I do quite like games like that, where it's like 5 to 10 minutes tops interaction, where because it's just like on like the bus to work or bus wherever you go, or just load it up, do a couple of things for 5 minutes, kills 5-10 minutes of your journey. You don't have to then worry about it for 12 hours longer. Pick it up on your way home, do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably spend no more than 5 to 10 minutes every day, every couple of days on it, but it's just one of those little things to see how it, obviously until a Deathclaw attack comes and my entire city's wiped out, but...
Once the Deathclaw update did come out, a lot of my friends did stop playing the game because one Deathclaw attack. Because the thing was that none of the other things that came in used elevators or lifts at all. And once they came in, they would just go straight down past all my sort of defense level and just rip everything apart. I know people that just completely lost it, I think. That was a ruthless patch, I think.
That's the Fallout universe, though. That makes sense.
Yeah. I think they should ruin everyone's shelter just before Fallout 4 comes out. So they all have to be like, oh, well.
There was some sort of like push notification in one of the Fallouts or something. I can't remember the exact details, but essentially it said in New Vegas, oh, if you want to get to the main storyline really quickly, go through this little valley here. It's the easiest and fastest way to go there. And if anyone's played the New Vegas here, they'll remember that valley near the starting area is actually filled with our matey Deathclaws. So you get people who've never played the games before just going, oh, what's down here? And insta-killed. And that's the Fallout way.
Yeah.
The ruthless future that we all will hopefully not be part of when when the world ends, when we all seem to nuke each other. Hopefully not.